I'm Damon.
I'm Ken.
And we're the Beachside Bros. We are very excited for today's episode. It is a special weekend here in Jacksonville. We've got Florida, Georgia, go Gators, and right now I think kickoff just happened. We're here working so you guys can enjoy the weekend. We also got the end of the Michigan State game going on. There is nothing better than fall weather, football, cold beer, and great food. Ken, what are we cooking today?
We've got a pork butt, Damon. It's about a 9.5 pound pork butt. It's been out there on the smoker since about 10 o'clock. But we're going to be doing pork butt, pulled pork. We're also going to do this little Carolina style with that since it's such a big pork butt. We're going to do some chopped, vinegar-based, North Carolina style barbecue. We've got mac and cheese that we're going to be showing you in just a few minutes. And then we're also going to do a little bit of coleslaw in case anyone wants to make a sandwich. Just a little bit, because we're doing this over a couple of days. All the fellows are coming over who went to Georgia, friends of mine.
Not friends of mine. No, go Gators.
Yeah, they hate Damon. They're coming over for recovering. Well, they tolerate. So they're they're coming over tomorrow for a little bit of vitamin G, and so we'll have coleslaw and then jalapeno poppers. So bacon wrap stuff with cream cheese, gonna be great. So that's the menu. It's gonna be done over a course of a couple of days. We're gonna be recording all of it. Shout out to our buddy Kerry, who's fighting it right now. So we want to make sure that he's usually behind the camera. Today we're in the able hands of Mrs. Beachside Bro, and we can't say her name on the thing.
No,
her nickname is not good.
No.
She'll be over at some point to help us out too.
Yeah. But get better, Kerry.
Yep, and go Dogs. Cover.
Go Gators. Cut.
All right, we're gonna get our cheese going for our mac and cheese. We've got sharp cheddar, pepper jack, Monterey Jack, and Gouda. And we wanna get these in the grinder. We had to slice them in quarters because safety first, evidently. So let's go ahead and get these guys going in our shredder. There it goes.
It works.
And just in case, you use this little.
Your first time using this, Ken? Oh my goodness.
Shredding cheese, yes. I use it for coleslaw all the time.
Would have been quieter.
And evidently, less. There we go. And last but not least, we have some Gouda. And I just saw that right in front of it when I was getting the other cheese, and I decided to buy it. It was going to be Gruyere, but it turned into Gouda. I wanted to see what's going on. This mac and cheese is going to be super creamy and cheesy. So next up, Dame is going to butter the dish because
So funny about that.
He was not happy about the choice of assignments today. So.
Ken is apparently the A-list actor. I'm the D-list talent, so. All right, here we go. Now I'm gonna butter this pan and we're gonna put 2 pounds of elbow macaroni in. Gonna be honest, I'm not sure why we're even videotaping this part. This is essentially, if you guys are Office Space fans, this is my TPS report. And Ken is my lumber. Micromanager Ken. Okay, I think it's buttered and
it's all in the corners.
I'm pretty much, yes, thank you, Ken. Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Anyway, 2 pounds of elbow macaroni. It's pre-cooked, and I'm gonna get it everywhere. Oh, that's, there we go. It's in the pan like my boss wants it to be.
No, it's not.
We're gonna edit that part, but it's mostly in the Drip the pit bull is eating what I dropped. It's mostly in the pan. So Beachside Bros, we we have some fun, and I really wish I was just watching the Gator game right now. Cut, please.
And this is why we give him the simple tasks.
Cut, please.
It's roux time today. So we're going to take about 12 minutes of roux cooking, and we're going to knock it down to about 1 minute. So you want to take equal parts of butter and flour. Today we're using all-purpose flour, and you want to mix that together in a pot using a whisk, breaking apart that flour, making sure you break up any kind of floury lumps, and then we're going to start stirring. We're going to use a wooden spoon to do that stirring to cook out that floury taste. You want to keep that roux moving, keep it stirring, don't walk away. If your roux starts to burn or scald, you're going to have to start over again. So stay close, keep it moving, keep stirring, don't get distracted. About this time, as it starts to thicken up, you'll maybe even see some bubbles coming up. You want to start thinking about your spices and what kind of liquids you're going to be using today. Today we're going to be using whole milk. I also have a little bit of cream back there if you can get past the crazy camera angle. And from there, we're going to mix all that in. Again, keep it stirring, keep it moving. We're also going to add in some cracked black pepper. We're going to use a little bit of mustard and a little bit of cayenne. Whisk it together, break up any clumps. Man, look how thick that is. Let's go finish up our mac and cheese sauce. Cheese, here we come. And we want to add our cheese little bits at a time, and we're going to save some because we need to make sure we're going to drizzle that over the top. So I'm going to go in about 2 handfuls, 3 handfuls here. And let's give this guy a stir. And I'm going to use my spoon this time, so I don't want all this to get stuck in the tongs of the what do you call it, whisk. Okay, and we're really starting to thicken up here. This is going to make a great cheese sauce, and I still might add a little more milk here, because the cream cheese is going to go in just a second and make it even more creamy. Just like that. Take your time. And there's our cheese sauce coming together. The last thing I'm going to do, this is super creamy. You can see it, man, it looks great. Is I'm going to put this big old dollop of cream cheese in here. And it's the same amount of cheese. We did 8 ounces of everything. I'm going to do 8 ounces of cream cheese. Let that guy get in there and melt up. And it's not going to be a yellow mac, okay? We didn't use that much yellow. It's going to be more of a white mac. And we have got a super creamy sauce. And again, we did 2 pounds of noodles. We got to feed a lot of folks. So, you know, make sure you have enough cheese sauce. You don't want a whole bunch of dry noodles and a little bit of cheese and you're scraping the bottom here. So you want to make sure you got plenty of cheese sauce. Make sure it's good and creamy and cheesy. Again, we're looking for vitamin G. These guys are going to be a little hungover tomorrow. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So I think we're good here. We're good and creamy. The cream cheese is melted. We're going to come back in just a second, pour it all on our noodles, get it in the oven, 350 degrees. Noodles are cooked, so you don't have to cook it that long. This is one of those great things about this. Day before, shove it in the oven once it cools down, or shove it in the fridge once it cools down, plop it in the oven, warm it up, 200, 250 degrees. You got nice, fresh, melty mac and cheese. We'll see you in a second. But you want to make sure that you get that cheese sauce all the way in here, right? I've got a little bit of cheese sauce left over, but I've also got some cheese. I told you to reserve some cheese to make sure that you have some to spread across the top. Hit it with our, again, we had a lot of cheese, so we want to make sure that we have cheese on the top. You can even sometimes, if you have time, you can embed some of this cheese in the body of the mac. So we got that. And then, last but not least, I thought I had some panko, but I didn't. So I did have some Cheez-Its, which got me all the way through college on some bad mornings. And I put a little bit of Chipotle in here and a little bit of, the dog is between my legs, a little bit of Chipotle and a little bit of smoked paprika. And we're just gonna sprinkle that on the top. Give it a little bit of crunch. And we got the oven set at 350 degrees. Remember, everything in here is cooked already, so you don't have to sit there and think you got to blast this thing for hours on end. Everything is cooked. Hopefully you can see this up here. This is going to be bomb diggity. Good morning. It's the day after the big football day. The guys will be over here in a few minutes to pick up their vitamin G after a big Georgia win. Sad day for Dame. He hadn't gotten here yet. So we're trying to get some stuff done. And the first thing we're going to do is we took about half of our pulled pork from last night. We pulled it all and half of it's in the fridge. The other half we pulled out of the fridge this morning. I noticed it was a little dried out. So what I did is I took some good European butter, nice creamy butter, and I'm going to put that back in there to put some moisture back in, and then I'm going to do one more step. And if you know North Carolina style pulled pork, it's chopped. So my grandfather back in the day, he used to do pig pickings. They're called pig pickings, but they do whole hog in North Carolina. And this was his cleaver that he used to do the chopped barbecue with. So I'm going to honor my grandfather. My mom will be happy too, and use his cleaver. It's got a nice edge on it. And then really all you're going to do at this point is chop. It's going to get a little loud, all right? And you just chop it. We're going to chop that butter in here with it. And that's going to bring us back a little bit of moisture. Spread that butter back in there. Yeah, I think we're about right. So the last thing that happens with North Carolina style pulled pork, let me get this guy out of the way, is, you know, North Carolina, especially eastern North Carolina, which is where I'm from, it has vinegar in it. And most of the time it was homemade. My grandfather made it, old granddad. So I used his basic recipe. This is a cup and a half of apple cider, a cup and a half of white vinegar, cayenne pepper, red pepper, regular crushed black pepper, and then a little bit of salt, and then you can just go crazy with it from there. But that's the basic ingredients. You just warm that up, but then you pour that in there, and again, this is going to get that moisture back in there that we want. And you can be as liberal with this as you want. I like it good and vinegary. You get those pepper flakes in there. It's got red pepper flakes in there as well. And then you're just going to use your hands with that and stir it up. So you can already tell that the moisture's back in there between the butter and the vinegar. We're going to get our bowl and get the barbecue put away and move on to our jalapeno poppers. So the next thing we're going to do is make some bacon wrapped jalapeno poppers. These things are fantastic. We've got about 10 jalapenos. I've already got 9 done. I wanted to show you how I did it. The filling is super simple. We'll talk about that in just a second. But it's just kind of a messy thing. You're just going to take your jalapeno. We got try to get mediums. I don't like them too big because then you end up using a lot of bacon, which in and of itself is not necessarily a bad thing. But you know, bacon is still, you know, it's kind of pricey. So if you just get usually one. I use regular cut bacon. I don't use the thick cut stuff. Clean these guys out because you're going to make a cut across the top. I'm trying to do that down in here so you can see. And you're going to create a little door just with a paring knife. And then you go across I'll get this out of the way so you can see. And then just go across the cut here. And you're going to make a little door. That's all you have to do. And you're going to bust that door open. And this is where all the heat is right here, right? So you got to get that out. And what you want to do is get yourself a bowl. Usually I do it over the sink because it does get a little messy. And you're going to get these veins and seeds out, okay? And just scrape them right in here. If you like it, you got folks that like them a little hotter. This crew doesn't really chase heat very much, so I'm getting most of these veins and seeds out. You can also wear gloves. If you don't wear gloves, like I never do, just make sure that you wash your hands real good. That capsaicin will stay on there for a while. Same stuff they use for pepper spray. Get this out of the way. And now you're ready to stuff it. And I just usually get a teaspoon. This is super simple. Get out of here, seed. This is cream cheese. And look at this camera there. This is softened cream cheese, a Fiesta blend cheese mix of cheddar, Monterey Jack, and probably orange and white cheddar and Monterey Jack. Softened cream cheese, a little pepper, and then a Mexican seasoning or cumin. You can do it yourself with cumin, smoked paprika, any of those things. Chipotle. I've done it with chipotle powder. So that's where this barn doors really come in handy. And just clean that guy off. And then you're just going to wrap it up. And I give this bacon a little pull. And you're going to start at the top. And like you see, and as you can see here, you just go around, and one piece will usually do the trick. And you don't even have to, you can toothpick them if you want to. It should stay. Put some smoke in here with it and grill them up and smoke them off indirectly, along with probably some, I found some chicken wings in the freezer, so I'm going to do those out there as well. We've got our cabbage all shaved up. Let's talk about what we're going to put in this coleslaw. We're going to hit it first with a couple of big dollops of Duke's mayonnaise, lots of vinegar in there, and then whole grain ground mustard, couple of teaspoons of organic apple cider vinegar, and then we're going to hit it with some brown sugar to counterbalance what's going on with that vinegar. We got vinegar in the Dukes, we got a little bit of vinegar in the mustard, and we definitely got vinegar in the vinegar. So after we put in the sweet component, which is the brown sugar, we're going to crack some black pepper over top of that, and then we're going to hit it with a little bit of garlic to taste. Give it a little bit of punch, and then we start stirring. That's why we're over talking this guy. You don't want to see 2 minutes of stirring. You're going to incorporate all of that mayonnaise and mustard and vinegar and pepper and garlic and brown sugar into your cabbage. Stir it up real good. Give it a taste. It's going to go everywhere. Don't worry about that. And then let's get to eating. Here are all the results of our hard work. In the first bowl, we've got our chopped North Carolina style barbecue, and beside it, we've got straight pulled pork. In between there, we have got our old granddad bottle filled with North Carolina style vinegar-based, Eastern North Carolina style vinegar-based barbecue. And then over to the right, we've got butter and honey for that cornbread. Made a little extra pan for the buds coming over. And then down below that, you see the jalapeno poppers that were smoked on the grill with the chicken wings. So finally, we got our coleslaw that's homemade, and we are pretty good to go. The guys are here, and we're getting ready to dig in. It's time to eat.